Alright, so today we're going to use the Cortex. We're going to be jamming on some of Amp Guru's captures of the Fortin JMP. We're going to use this Jackson Warrior with Fishman Fluence through the power station, using these with V30s, MD421 and SM57. Let's do it. Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the show. Today we got something a little special. Good buddy Chris sent over a pack for me so I could go through and show you guys how cool it sounds. And this is one of those things where it's like, I've done a lot of captures, you know, with my quad Cortex and everything, and you know, using my Fry-It and stuff, and it still amazes me how good he can get these freaking captures. You know, like, of course he's got those really high-end things, and you know, when I got the XXX, the Fireball, the JVM, but so I don't really know what those really sound like in the room. It's fun and inspires me whenever I jam on the stuff. So in that track that you guys heard, we just went through, you know, some of the Fortin JMP modded amp. Mike Fortin went ahead and modded that amp. Chris got it. He went ahead and did all the captures and got some freaking awesome tones there. So in that recording, I didn't use the ones with the overdrives just because that's the way I am. I used the lead and the lead deep. And for the solo, what you see is up here, you know, I added up a little more gain also because this Charvel guitar, no, I keep on saying that. This Jackson MIJ, I put EMG HZs in it for a reason, because it has a certain kind of twang to it. It's not super high gain or anything, but I really like how those sound. So I did put in overdrive and SD1 on that, OD1 I guess, and brought the gain down, brought the level up a little bit. And with the Fortin JMP lead, I did a little bit here too, but the rhythm channels for that are all stock. So it was the lead and the deep just stock, and man, it sounded killer. It was like punchy, just articulate. It was freaking awesome. I did put a little delay on solo here, so I think this was stock. I just kind of threw something on there, just, you know, just so you can see what it sounds like. And I particularly don't care for IRs. Anytime that I get any kind of captures or anything like that, I typically go through my Fry-It power station from the quad Cortex, going into my V30 loaded straight cab, and then we got an MD421 and SM57, just like I showed you in the beginning. That's the way I like to do it. There's just something about that sound, the real sound of it, that really comes through in a mix, I think. It just feels a lot more real and alive. Just plugins are great and cool and all. I still have a hard time because it doesn't inspire me, you know. But anyways, let's go through some of these tones. This is that lead tone that was on that. I dig that. So now let's go ahead and turn this off, turn that off, and then we're going to take this guy and we're going to put it back to stock, which is basically what those two rhythm tracks were. One was this JMP lead, and the other was the deep version of it. So let's just hear them, right? You know what? To tell you the truth, I remember I did this with the solo, so let me get the guitar that I did the rhythm tracks with. Where's it at? Yeah. It's like a USB, you can't stick it in the first time. All right, so anyways, this is the guitar that I use for the rhythm tracks. This is a Warrior WRX. It's an Indonesian made. It's a straight through, and it's got Fishman influences on it, but the strings that are on this, I think these are 12s, man. They really held up very nicely. It's just tough to play on because I'm used to like 9s and 10s, but it definitely helps with the getting that thick tone. So check it out. So you heard with the Jackson, well, the other Jackson, the DK2T, that one didn't have a lot of gain in it. But with these Fishman influences, that's the sauce. And in this case, it really shines with this guitar. That sounds freaking killer. So let's go ahead and try this lead deep and see what that sounds like. So right now I'm auditioning through the Cortex Cloud. So check it out. That is sweet, man. That's... And see, that's another thing that I like about his captures is that, like, they're like pretty mix ready. He dials them in to like a really like a mix ready sound, and you don't have to do much to it, you know, depending on your setup. Like if you got an IR that's really dark or something like that. But usually when I go through my cabs and stuff with a power amp, it sounds freaking awesome every time. Let's check out some of these other ones. So we got the grind here. See, it's got that like clankiness to it. I know that grind pedal has that. Let's do the bright. Deep. Let's get to this. Oh, here's the crunch. That's nice. Let's do the 808. That's the deep. Now notice that with the Fishman influence, it's definitely going to cut the top and the low. I don't know if that's for sure, but that's what I pick up from these types of pickups. They really just kind of shave off and just kind of puts it in the guitar range. Okay, let's take for example this one, right? Let's go ahead and add a little bit of gain, a little more bass. Let's just see where that's at. Oh yeah, that's it. That is sick. I like that a lot, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the 808. Regular 808, there's no deep on it. So I think the way he has set up with the bright, deep, and scoop is basically what he sets the amp to. not the actual drive, but the amp has these options, I think, to do that. So let's go to JMP 330 or 33. Jeez, that is brutal. I want more bass. There it is. Dude, that is sick. Let's go to the regular 33. Jeez, man, like the gain on that is crazy. But it's still very articulate. Now let's go back to the ones that I really liked. So here's the lead. That is sick. Now I probably want a little more treble from that. Probably cut the mids a bit, a little more bass, a little more gain. Let's check it out. Dude, just that little bit. What do y'all think? I think these captures are freaking awesome. You should definitely hit up Amp Guru and check out all of his stuff because he's got a lot of great stuff. I get a little bit of option paralysis from all this stuff, and I find that one that just hits me and strikes me. And in each one of his packs, I definitely can find something that really works for my setup. Now that's the thing. Even though somebody does a capture for their setup, you're not going to have that exact same thing. So it's kind of hard to say unless you're doing the IR way and you have your IR set up for that capture. You can kind of count on that to sound the way the person who captured it intended it to. But me, I just like the DIs. DI straight into a good tube amp, into the V30s, and as long as I can feel that and feel that punch that tube amps do, love it. All right. The links are in the comments down below. Check them out. Like and subscribe. DMD out. You should definitely hit up Amp Guru.